All right, so you want to be a performing arts theater instructor, shaping young minds through the power of the stage. That's awesome. We're diving into RoleCatcher's insights on what it really takes to make that dream a reality. I might be stating the obvious here, but being a theater instructor, it's way more than just acting well yourself.
Oh, absolutely. And RoleCatcher makes a great point about this. It's about transferring your passion, not just replicating it in a classroom setting. They emphasize this crucial balance these instructors need to find between teaching the how of performance and the why.
So it's like you're not just teaching someone to cry on cue, you're giving them the tools to understand the emotional depths of a character, the history of the play, all those layers that make a performance truly captivating.
Exactly. And that's where understanding the theory of theater comes in. RoleCatcher mentions this, but it's easy to gloss over. We're talking about diving into things like dramatic structure, exploring different acting techniques from Stanislavski to Meisner, even understanding how theatrical conventions have changed throughout history.
It's like knowing the difference between a Greek tragedy and a Shakespearean comedy. It's not just trivia, it gives you a deeper appreciation for the evolution of storytelling itself.
Precisely, and RoleCatcher really emphasizes how vital all of this theoretical knowledge is for a theater instructor.
And on top of that, they list a whole bunch of practical skills. I'm talking communication, time management, even something called social perceptiveness. What does that even mean for a theater instructor? It sounds kind of like mind reading.
Well, imagine you're directing a group of students for their big performance. Social perceptiveness means you're not just watching their blocking and line delivery, you're picking up on those subtle cues. Maybe one student is withdrawn during rehearsals. Could be stage fright, right? Or maybe there's tension brewing between two actors impacting their scenes together.
Oh, so they have to play therapist a little bit too.
A little bit, yeah. A theater instructor needs to be tuned into those dynamics to address them with sensitivity and create a positive learning environment.
It's like being a director, therapist, and acting coach all rolled into one.
That's a great way to put it. And this leads us to the work environment itself. RoleCatcher paints a vivid picture of bustling classrooms, community theaters buzzing with activity, places where a 9-to-5 mentality just won't cut it.
Yeah, they weren't kidding about the potential for noise, crowds, and late nights, especially when a big production is in full swing. It makes you wonder, is the average theater instructor basically fueled by coffee and pure creative energy?
You know, you're not far off. It takes a special kind of dedication to thrive in this environment. And that adaptability extends to technology, too, which RoleCatcher highlights as a growing force in theater education.
Yeah, they even mentioned virtual reality, which, I mean, that seems kind of mind-blowing. I can barely wrap my head around using VR for video games, let alone teaching someone how to command a stage.
It really is pretty incredible when you think about it. Imagine a theater program where students can rehearse on virtual sets, moving virtual props, experiencing different stage configurations without the limitations of physical space.
So instead of just like imagining the grandeur of a Shakespearean stage, they can actually experience it, interact with it, all from a classroom.
That's right. And it goes beyond just set design. Some programs are using VR to simulate entire audiences, allowing students to, get a feel for the energy of a live performance and practice handling stage fright in a safe environment.
Wow. Okay, that's seriously cool. That's like having a built-in dress rehearsal anytime you need it.
Yeah.
But RoleCatcher also lays out the realities of this career path, right? The pros and cons, the whole shebang.
Oh, you do. And they're refreshingly honest about it. On one hand, you have the incredible creative fulfillment, the joy of working with passionate individuals, even the potential to travel with touring productions, or see your students go on to successful acting careers.
Oh, wow. Those are some major perks. Getting to witness that moment, when a student truly inhabits a character, that must be incredibly rewarding.
It really is. But RoleCatcher doesn't shy away from the challenges either. The competition for jobs can be intense, and job security isn't always a guarantee, especially in the world of, say, freelance teaching or smaller theater companies.
Right. And then there's the pressure of nurturing young talent, managing those creative personalities, dealing with stage parents. It's not all standing ovations and curtain calls, is it?
It's not always easy, that's for sure. RoleCatcher stresses the need for resilience, for those with thick skin and a genuine passion for the craft to kind of weather the ups and downs.
Yeah, that makes sense. They also give some solid advice for anyone determined to, break into this world, right? I'm guessing it's not as simple as just having a killer headshot and a monologue prepped.
It definitely takes more than that. RoleCatcher emphasizes the importance of gaining practical experience however you can. We're talking participating in community theater, volunteering at local arts organizations, attending workshops, even working backstage on productions. It all adds up.
It's like any craft. The more you immerse yourself in it, the more you learn those practical skills and build those essential connections. And speaking of connections, RoleCatcher brought up something that kind of blew my mind. The role of AI in all of this.
It's an interesting time for technology and, its intersection with the arts, isn't it? The idea of algorithms analyzing a performer's potential or influencing how theater departments hire instructors. It raises some fascinating questions.
Like, are we going to see a future where robots are directing plays and AI is giving notes on your monologue?
Well, let's not get too carried away. But, it's not entirely outside the realm of possibility. Some larger organizations are already experimenting with AI for, initial applicant screenings, especially when dealing with a high volume of submissions.
So instead of a casting director, it's an algorithm deciding if you make it to the next round.
Yeah.
That's both intriguing and a tad terrifying.
It's certainly something to keep an eye on. Imagine a world where AI analyzes your performance, suggesting areas for improvement, or even predicting your compatibility with different acting roles.
Like, you'd be a fantastic Lady Macbeth, but maybe work on your comedic timing for those Shakespearean comedies.
Precisely. It's wild to think about, isn't it? And it makes you wonder how aspiring theater instructors can best prepare for this evolving landscape.
It's like you need to be a master of both the traditional and the technological.
Yeah.
Knowing your way around stage lighting is important, but maybe understanding how to work with digital projections and AI-powered sound design will be just as crucial. It's almost like the theater world itself is becoming a high-tech production.
In a way, it always has been. Think about the evolution of stagecraft, from those elaborate painted backdrops to the intricate lighting and sound design we see today. Technology has always played a role. It's just taking on new forms.
So for someone passionate about sharing the magic of theater with the next generation, maybe the message is this: you've got to be a master of both the traditional and the technological.
Exactly. Embrace the history, the theory, the raw talent that makes theater so captivating, but also be open to how technology can enhance those elements, push boundaries, and create entirely new experiences for both performers and audiences.
It's like, knowing how to direct a stage play is essential. But maybe in the future, you'll also need to know how to direct a virtual reality performance or incorporate AI-generated sound effects into your productions.
Now that you mention it, I wouldn't be surprised if we start seeing courses on AI for theater popping up in university drama departments soon. It's a fascinating thought.
Talk about a plot twist.
So for anyone listening who's got that, that fire in their belly for theater education, it seems like the key is to stay adaptable, embrace the unexpected, and never stop learning.
And never lose sight of the human element at the heart of it all. The ability to connect with an audience, to tell stories that resonate on an emotional level. That's the true magic of theater, and no algorithm can replace that.
Beautifully said. And on that note, it's time for us to exit stage left.
Until next time.
We hope this deep dive into the world of performing arts theater instructors has shed some light on this dynamic and evolving career path. Keep those passions alive, keep exploring, and who knows, maybe you'll be directing the next virtual reality theater experience that takes the world by storm.